Brexit sore loser Sir John Major launched another rant over the UK's leaving the EU this week, and resurfaced reports from his time as Prime Minister show how he concealed vital facts about the UK's membership to what was then the European Community (EC). The former Conservative leader earlier this week launched into an anti-Brexit tirade during a speech in London. Ever since 2016, Sir John has been a staunch critic of Brexit and the process behind it. At the last general election, he went as far as to imply that Britons should vote against current Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and instead give support to Remain-leaning candidates. On Tuesday, Sir John slammed what he said was the UK's inflexibility and threats to the EU, things that would, he claimed, make future trade less profitable for Britain. He added that economically, Brexit may be even more brutal than expected due to the UK's negotiating failures. Political turmoil marred Sir John's time as Prime Minister. He was eventually uprooted by Labour's Tony Blair, who went on to dominate the country's political landscape for a decade. Perhaps one of the most memorable, and ironic, debacles during Sir John's tenure was his handling of the proposals set forth in the Maastricht Treaty. The treaty, that established what we know today as the European Union, took almost a year to be ratified. This was as Sir John battled with Labour and conservative Eurosceptics to push it through. At the time, Sir John attempted to justify his defence of the treaty by arguing that the European Commission, the precursor to the EU, was getting back on the path and that Danish demands to water down the treaty would not present a problem. He added that the Danes would have to swallow their proposed amendments. Yet, years later, the former Prime Minister was slammed for misleading the country in his comments. A week before Sir John's speech took place, he was given a note by the Foreign Office which described Denmark's position as non-negotiable and unlikely to be acceptable as it stands to member states. As this news came to light, Jack Cunningham, Labour's Foreign Affairs spokesman at the time, said, "The Prime Minister is misleading the country and Parliament in his statements on the Danish document."